Hi guys, and welcome back again. I promised you guys that I would have another update video on basically how to sell the items that I got from the Goodwill and how you can, sell your items that you get for free with the off of Craigslist or wherever you get them from, whether it be a garage sale or just reselling items that you have around the house that you're not using anymore. Um, my mom, she also, again, I said I got my mom into this whole thing, and she went to the store and bought um I guess some scented oil sprays and different things. She bought them for like $2, and she bought like a lot of it um for like really cheap, and like a bunch of other stuff that she's got, all kinds of creams and different things to just add to all the electronics and things that we've got. Um, so basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys um, how to prepare your eBay account um, so that you can start selling things. I'm just going to use eBay first. I'm going to post my items on eBay first. That's the first thing I'm going to use because I know eBay the most. Because again, if you've been following me, I used to be a sales manager over a recycling company, and we used e-commerce a lot to resell our products and our electronics and different things like that. And so I'm very familiar with eBay, so I have a little bit of credit on that, credibility on that. So yeah, so let's just get started. So basically, with eBay, um, you basically just create an account. Um, you go over, click, hi Melvin, blah blah blah. My eBay account, my eBay name. If you guys ever want to go buy something from me off eBay, I named my um, eBay business Buy Omni Easy. Buy Omni Ease. All right, Buy Omni Ease. Um, so basically, let's go over here and let's look at this. I'll make this a little bit larger for you guys to see. Um, so basically, after you've signed in to your account and you've created an account, you've created a PayPal with the email address that that you have linked to your account. You have to create a PayPal because that's where your money is going to go for the items that you sell. So once you sell an item, the person who bought your item, that money, when they pay for their item, that money will go to your PayPal account, and from your PayPal account you can link your bank card, or you can link your bank directly to your account, and you can transfer that money over to your account and spend it. That's your paycheck, your payment, your way of getting your money. So once you sign in and you get all those steps done, you'll come to this screen. And what you want to do is, once you have your product with you, you would just go and you would click at the top, sell. All right. And once you click sell, it'll load up this screen. It says over 160 million shoppers want to buy your stuff. Because, I mean, basically, who doesn't use eBay? There's tons of people who use eBay. Now, I've already started on one of my products, and it has a draft here because, it just, this is like something I was working on that I never finished, which is this product here. And as you can see, it has a nice little picture here, and it has a nice little title, so when people search for this item, it pops up all of this good little information here. And I'm going to show you guys how I got to this. Now I can open this up in a new tab. That way I have that already open so I can show you what I already have. But basically, I want to show you how I got this far. So once you click the sell tab, it says enter keywords or UPC numbers or whatever to help you find Well, basically, eBay will help you sell your item, basically. Um, so basically, what we do is we'll type in keywords that have to do with this item, and um, this is a JBL Clip Plus, Clip Plus. It's a portable Bluetooth speaker. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna type in JBL Clip and Plus, and see already once you start typing, it kind of once you type in those keywords, it basically is like, okay, this is that item, and it's a mini speaker. So yeah, basically this is what it does. Basically, it helps refine the search for you. So like, let's say if someone is on eBay and they're looking for, they type in mini speaker or custom electronics or portable audio or headphones or whatever, blah 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 blah. Any of these in this category, it allows them to it helps them find this item here. It helps you characterize this item so that when people go in and search for it, if they're not using the exact name for it, it helps them find it. So this is what we want. It's a mini speaker basically. So let's click that, and basically it'll find the majority of those that match it. Now this one is another version. It's a Clip 2. We actually have a Clip Plus. So we're gonna switch this, and we're just gonna add um, a little bit more. We'll just add the plus to that. See if it changes. It didn't really change. So let's see. Copy that and switch it. Well, it's the same thing, isn't it? All right. Hold on. Let's go and let's see if there's something else we could just type in on this box that we could possibly. Well, let's just type it out in words. Maybe if we type it out, and I'm just gonna write how they have it on the box. Oh, that didn't work. Maybe for the spacing was in. All right, so that's not really what we want. But look, okay, so see, now we have this. Let's just use this. We can go in and actually refine this. So let's just do JBL. We know that it's that. Portable speaker. We know that it's wireless because it's Bluetooth. We know that it's black. Let's find some more features in here. It is Bluetooth, so we'll select that. Compatible model. Yes. Compatible brand. Boom. Universal. Hit done. Now, let's sell it, and we'll go new other. And the reason we clicked new other because this is it's a new item. It's new. Yes, it might be used because it's been opened, but I'm just gonna say this is a new item because it's brand new. Basically, it still has everything with it. It's just that it was opened before, and the seal was open. That's it. But it has all the new products. So basically, this is how we're gonna do this. We're gonna switch this, and from a Clip 2, this is basically the title. Basically, this is the title of when someone goes to type in on a thing, they could type any of these things in. This is like keywords almost. So we're gonna switch this, and let's see if there's a. Oh yeah, first of all, let's put the plus on there, and we'll do it in capital. Clip Plus, so it stands out. And then black, and then what else can we drop on here? Bluetooth. Let's just drop the word Bluetooth on here. Bluetooth. Why does it say? Oh, because capital Bluetooth. All right, and then we'll do waterproof. Oh, no more length. What happened? No more space. No more space. All right, so let's see. Maybe black plus Clip Plus. Yeah, like boom. And then we could drop Bluetooth, bam, because you only have like a certain amount of characters that you can use for this. So I just put clip and plus together. I could probably just take this out, clip, and then plus black. Yeah, there we go. Now, or yeah, because this isn't really the name of it. I don't want them to confuse that, you know? All right, boom. So this is all we have right here: Bluetooth, waterproof, speaker, portable speaker system, the name. We could put a bit of a space there. Clip plus, boom, 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 and then we have this right here because some people might type it like this, so they just recommend that we put that in there. So now for our photos, let's say we don't have a camera to use, or we don't have a phone because my phone is like super cracked. Now I have a camera. I have a decent camera because obviously I own a multimedia company, and I do graphic design work and different things like that. But let's just say, for the sake of you guys, if you don't have a phone or a nice camera to use to take your photos, what I recommend is you use Google. Basically, you Google your um, your item that you're selling, and make sure you do a pretty good representation of the item. You know, if it's cracked, if it's damaged, you might want to find a better way to get a photo. Usually, you want to be as truthful as possible with eBay, because when you sell the item, of course, um, once the person gets it, they're like, oh, hey, this isn't the product that you said it was, and they'll reship it back to you, and then you have to refund them their money, and you have to go through this entire hassle. You gotta pay for shipping to get it returned back to you, then you have to refund the person their money, and it's just a big hassle. So you want to be as truthful as possible when posting these. You don't want to just use the best photos. Like if your thing is like damaged to the fullest, you don't want like some super, fresh out of the box type picture. You want to, unless depending on how you do it, make sure you put it in the description and different things like that. So I'm just going to go over to the one that I've already filled out, that I've already done. So basically what I did was, on these photos right here, I basically went on Google and I picked out a few pictures. Like this one looks nice because I have that orange strip right there. It looks just like the item. It's clean. It's a great picture right there. Great representation. It lets them know exactly what's in this box. That's what you want to do whenever you do a listing on eBay. You want to let people know exactly what they're getting. If it's a phone, and you're like, okay, I'm going to sell this phone. Well, if you just drop a picture of the phone, they're like, the number one thing they're going to pop up with is, okay, does it come with a charger? Does it come with a phone case? Different things like that. Like, what condition is it in? Is it going to come in the original packaging, or is it just going to come in a brown bag or brown box, or how is it going to be? What are they going to get? Does it come with a battery? Does it come with this? Does it come with the back of the phone, and different things like that? So you always want to make sure you drop in as much information about the item that you're selling as possible. You want to, like, if it comes with the manual, take a picture of the manual. Like, let them know that this is all the stuff that's coming with it. This item's brand new or used or whatever is going on. You want to give them all that great information. And if you have the original packaging of the item. If you have the original packaging, take a picture of the item in the original packaging. You don't even have to open the box. Sometimes you can just take a picture of that box. It might not be see-through like this speaker, but it's always good to get a photo of the item. and the box, the original packaging that it comes with, and everything that's inside of it. It's always good. Sometimes what you could do is an easy way, to get out of having to type a lot of things in the description. One thing that you can do is you could take pictures of directions on the box, so like what all that it comes with, extra added. Because let's face it, like some people don't like to just read actual the letters and different things that's already in the description. No one scrolls, not a lot of people scroll down to the description inside of eBay and actually read it. And that was a big problem that I was having when I was a sales manager over this warehouse. Like we would literally put in a description, okay, this is what it comes with, this is what it doesn't come with, this is the condition that it's in, and a lot of our buyers would overlook that. But so what we started doing was actually taking photos of the things that we were talking about. Like let's say for this box, it has a scratch, it has a mark right here, see a little cut right there, and it's wear and tear. That's called wear and tear. Whenever, so I mean, when you're listing an item, there's certain keywords that you can use to help make things sound a lot better than what they are. And depending on, the words you use, you can make things sound worse or better. You can make it sound worse than what it is. So be like, you know, um, right here in my description, I put this item is new, but the original packaging shows signs of wear and tear with a small rip on the top of the box. This item has been assessed and approved for quality resale. For quality sale. So basically, assessed and approved. Assessed means you look into it, you check it out, play with it a little bit. That's basically like short for saying, hey, this has been opened, it's been messed with, and we put it back in the box. All right, but you don't want to put in the description, hey, I pulled it out the box. You can, depending on how detailed you are about. You could just say, well, it's been used by my kids for a long time, so I know it works. Like you want to make it sound more professional, but you can simply break down your process if you'd like to. Like depending on the item, you can really go into detail. You can go into detail. You could say, I opened up the box, I tested the item, I plugged it up into my phone, I tested it on an Apple, I tested it on this product, because some people might want to know those things. Like that's good to know, especially when you have certain electronics. You could say, I tested on an Apple, it works on an Apple and a PC because I tested it myself. That reassurance of knowing that these things actually work, especially if it's an item that's been used already. It creates a lot of suspicion because people want to know, okay, when I get this item, is it broken? Is it damaged? I don't want to have to. No one wants a damaged item. No one wants something that's already been used. No one wants something that's, useless. So they want to know that these things work. And so it's always good to go into detail about what you did with this item. You could what we used to do was the standard, okay, we plugged it up, turned on the lights, pressed all the buttons, all the functions work on the equipment and blah 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 blah. We plugged it into this. It charges well. We did this. I mean, all that's great stuff. And you know what? I'm probably gonna refine this a little bit more and type all that stuff in there because it's always good to have that type of description because they know for a fact. Okay, they tested this thing. They actually plugged it up. They turned it on. All the lights work on the item. It charges, it works. There's no faults in this item before we sold it to you. So when you get it in your hands, it'll work the exact same way. It's just that extra reassurance that things work. So like another thing is with these type of electronics, if it's already been opened, a good thing to do if you have a camera and you're able to take your own photos is to get shots of the item actually on, like let's say if it's a speaker or some form of electronic or something like that. They want, like, another great reassurance would be to actually show the item working, which is take a picture of it. So I would turn on this speaker, I would charge the speaker, turn it on, and I would show that little light working, like the light actually turns on, and actually see it, because people actually like to see it in their hands. Because on eBay, there's a lot of scams. There's a lot of scams. A lot of people, try to tell you, okay, hey, I have this great item, and then you put a bunch of fake pictures of an item, and they basically say, okay, hey, I'm selling this, in hopes that you would buy it. And once you buy it, you put in your money, and basically they hurry up, go into their account, boom, and withdraw the cash. And basically you're left with nothing. I'm just giving you an idea of what a buyer may go through, but eBay has stopped that completely. That's why they use PayPal, because PayPal makes it so that if something bad does happen, um, you get your money and PayPal gets their money, and no loss. So like, let's say something like that does happen, or the buyer doesn't have the product anymore for them to sell because something happened to the product, then that buyer would be secure no matter what, because PayPal would make sure that money gets back to them, or make sure nothing happens and things like that. So that's PayPal, and that's why this and that. That's on the buyer side. But on the seller side, yeah, you always want to make sure you take good photos of your item. If the item has marks on it, you always want to make sure you take photos of any scratches, any dents that may be on the item itself. You want to show them that this is the product you're getting. If it doesn't have any marks and scratches on it, take photos of it anyway. Take all the way around the item, all the way top, bottom, left, right, get all those great photos, as many photos as you can, um, and get photos of the packaging as much as you can. Now, there is a limit to how many photos you can put on eBay on your listing. So I just used the main ones that I needed, which was making sure the light was on, a front picture of the item, which is that exact same item. Make sure it's the exact same item, exact same color and everything. Like, you wanna let them know exactly what they're getting. And I have an orange cord in there, so I made sure there was a picture with an orange cord. The next item that I used was a picture of it in water, because it's a waterproof item. And in the back of it, because it does have a cord that comes off, and I just want to show the length of the cord, so I found a picture on Google of the cord. um, I took a side photo basically showing some of the buttons that's on this item, and here's another side with the other buttons that's on this item, and this is just a little picture just showing that you can clip this on whatever you like to clip it on. So that's always great. Now, I would probably go back in and get a few photos of the box again, the mark on the box, and show the condition that the box is in, and install its entirety. So then we would go on and we would select condition of the item, and basically we can, if the item's new, you would select new. If it's been refurbished or manufactured refurbished, you can say manufactured refurbished if basically, like, if the item looks fairly new, but you don't have like the original packaging of the item, but it looks really good and you've tested it and it works, or or whatever it is, it still looks really nice. You can use factory refurbished because you probably cleaned it up a little bit, or fixed something on it, or just made it look nice. Any of those would be good for factory refurbished. Seller refurbished, like, basically, like, if you clean it up again, this is basically the same thing. Used, you could just let them know that, hey, this thing's been used and it hasn't been updated in any way or fixed up in any way, which would be refurbished, or cleaned up in any way. It's just a used item that you just found and you didn't really clean it. It's just used and you're just selling it. For parts are not working, which is this one right here, right there. For parts are not working, that's basically what it is. Let's say, like, you have a PlayStation that you're selling and it doesn't work, but some of the parts in it work, like the CD thing still comes out. It just can't read this, or it just can't do this, or it doesn't have any memory. So basically, a lot of people on YouTube, what they would do is like if they have something that's partly working and that you could take the parts off of it. Usually they sell it for parts or not working because there are actually people out there who like to buy things like that and take the parts off of them and fix them and fix the thing that they need to fix or the other item, you know. And then new other, the reason I did new other is because this item is brand new. It is brand new, except that it's damaged, and but it still comes in its original packaging. It's brand new, comes with everything. It just has a little wear and tear on the original packaging. So I just put new other because it's not completely brand new. I mean, it's brand new, but you know, it's been opened and all that stuff like that, but it's still new. So it's a new other. Yeah. And that's why I picked new other. So then bundle listing, we're not doing a bundle listing. Bundle listing means like you're selling like a bunch of other stuff all together in one bundle on one listing. We're not doing that. Basically, that would be like selling a bunch of speakers or selling a speaker with the computer and the blah, blah, blah. You know, like that's a bundle. So model, basically, it's a JBL clip. We select that, make sure that's selected. That's the model that it is. Connectivity, we make sure we let them know that it's wireless. Connectors, we have an aux cord on the back of it. We also have a USB piece, but we're not gonna put all that in there. Country, region, manufactured, United States, because I actually read on the packaging, like you can look up, you know, where an item comes from, or you can just read on it. You know, it has a little sticker that says from China, you know, or whatever. It's always good to let people know because I mean, you know, just so they know, you know. I've never really had anyone that goes, "Oh, this is from China, so I'm not gonna buy it." Well, there are people out there that do that. You know, this is from China, so I'm not gonna buy it. Or this is from such and such. I don't want to buy it from you. You know, like it just depends. So, you know, you always want to put in country, region of manufacturer, where it was actually made. Again, in your description, you want to be very as descriptive as possible on what you did with the item, what's going on with the item, or you know, just to let the buyer really know what it is that they're going to be buying. So once you get down, eBay will kind of recommend a few things from you. You can either do an auction, change. Let's click change. All right, so you can either do an auction or you can either do a buy it now price. Auction, basically, it allows you. Um, okay, so it allows you to set a price for your item, and you can set your price to whatever you want to. You can say $500, you know, if you want to. And see, eBay has been kind of updated now to where, because I didn't have all of this. Like eBay's been updated since the last time I've used eBay. So, but this is very great. This little tool right here, it like shows you, you know, your chance of selling the item, which I thought was like super awesome. So basically, depending on your price that you put it at, it has a recommended price here. Like, hey, we recommend that you sell this item for this amount because eBay, what eBay does is it takes all of the items, the similar items that sold and the similar items that haven't sold and just similar items that are listed already, and it kind of does a average of like, you know, the prices and everything, what price it goes for versus what price it sells for versus what price is listed and all that good stuff like that. And it calculates up this little thing, and it lets you know, okay, hey, we recommend that you sell it for this price to help you better sell your item. So I thought that was great. So you can do an auction, and basically when you do an auction, you can set how long you want your auction to be. You can say 7 days, 5 days, 3 days, or 10 days, or whatever. You know, basically that's how long your listing will be up for people to actually bid on it before it says, okay, it's a wrap. We're not doing a listing anymore. And basically, at the end, if someone has actually bid on your item, whatever price that they bid on that item, that amount will be awarded to the seller, and the buyer would have to pay the seller that amount. and basically they would buy that item for that price, basically. And then once they buy the item, you then would basically package the item. There will be a shipping label sent to your email address for you to ship your item. So basically, you print out the shipping label, you package the item accordingly, however it needs to be packaged, and you ship it to, through whatever company that they say you need to ship it to, whatever label you get. We'll get a little bit more into that. Now, a buy it now price is basically saying, okay, this is the price that I want, period. Like, there's no, okay, let's just hope this $19.40 goes up to $27 or $38 or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because similar items in the same condition recommend recently sold between, basically they're just letting you know what this item sells for. Even if you start at this price, they usually sell around this price. You might not get to any of this, but that's just an average price that they got to, which is really dope. Now, a buy it now price, you could just basically you click it, and you could just set a price that you think is good to sell the item for. Now, they recommend $32. If selling the item for $32, which is great. Getting $32 for an item that I've only spent $5.99 for that's awesome. So you can choose either way, to either sell it for the $32 or to sell it for the $19.40. Now, this is up to you. eBay will recommend, whatever they recommend for you, to better help you. But let's just look at something real quick. Let me show you something. Let me show you something that you guys, also really just need to think about whenever you're doing this thing. So basically, let's look at this item up. Boom, boom. All right, so Hong Kong, a seller in Hong Kong, I think it is. Yeah, Hong Kong, yeah. So a seller in Hong Kong is selling this exact same item, and let's look at their listing. Okay, so they got all these nice pictures. They're showing the different colors. They're showing it with the light on, and they're showing the different colors. They got the front of it, they got the back of it, the picture, blah, 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 in different colors. Nice, whoop, 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 whoop. You can pick out your color, black, boom. So on here, they have a set price, which is $29.99. Ours is, they recommended, what, $32. Now, we can set this price to whatever we want to, but eBay recommends $32. We can set this price to whatever we want to. Now, you got to think about this, though. This is the reason why I'm showing you this, is because you have a lot of competitors on here. Like, look at this guy. He's selling this thing for $71.26. Another guy on here selling for $35.99. Another guy's on here selling it for $30. 72, like, where they come up with $72? I mean, people, don't get it twisted though. Some buyers would actually buy these items for this price just because of the high price. They think it's actually very authentic, and some people get away with selling it at the top dollar. See, it says top rated post, whatever. It says one left. Like they sold three of these at $84.99. That's something you gotta think about right there. Like stuff like that right there is like, wow. They just sold how many at that price? Imagine, and that's the exact same item. That's the exact same item with the exact same box, with the exact same logo and everything. So you can do this like at $70 something, and it's super big prices. And this is the newer version. It's selling for $54. So basically, it's really just this one, $59. So you're competing with these guys, man. You get that. That's basically the thing that I'm trying to show you, is that you're not the only one on eBay um, selling things. Now, some people will get lucky. Sometimes you may get lucky. You may find an item that's not on eBay, period, and you're the only one on there selling it. Now, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing, because if you're the only one selling it, there's no traffic, period, for the item, so no one will be on eBay looking for the item. But some people may get lucky, because I mean, sometimes stuff can sit on eBay forever. Sometimes, you may get lucky and there's only a small bit of traffic on eBay. And so it brings your chances a lot higher to winning the bid, or winning, getting your item sold. But stuff like this is like, you're competing with these guys. So basically you have to price your item accordingly. Um, to what you need. I mean, you have to price your item accordingly, because you're going against these people. So you can either go high, or you can go low, or you can go right in the middle, or whatever you think is best for your item. Like 70, I'm still like tripping over it. Like $79. They're really trying to, whoa, $155. They are really trying to sell this thing for $155. See, now, I mean, now there are people out here that would actually, believe it or not, actually buy this item, you know. And see, it shows the ratings right here. Boom, like 5 people. Wait, one person bought it. Well, one person did a review on it, and one person. So obviously, at least 2 people had to have bought this item. You know what I mean? And so look at the description. It says the blah 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 is the best portable speaker I had since yesterday, and it sound quality very good for the price. Blah 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 blah. So there's a guy who actually verified purchase. No, so they may have not bought this item from. It says verified purchase. No. So that lets you know that they may have not bought this item from eBay, or bought this item at all. It may just be a fake person. It says by hacker. Yeah, that's not very credible right there. It's not very credible. But you see, you understand what I'm trying to get at here. Like you have to price your item correctly. You don't want to undersell yourself, because guess what? If you go super low just to try to make yourself a little extra cash, what you're doing is you're actually dropping the price of the item. Like, yes, you're lowballing everybody and you're making a profit, a small margin, compared to the freaking 80 something dollars, that these other guys are making. You're making very marginal, because you're trying to be the low baller. You're trying to be the smallest guy, just so, when somebody searches on their lowest to highest price, you're the very first one that pops up, and you're the one that gets sold because you have the cheaper price. Like if you really just want to do that, and you just want to make a few pennies or whatever you want to do, that little cash, go right ahead. But by you doing that, it makes it harder for other people who are pricing their items at a higher price and different things like that to actually sell their items. So let's say you have a crap ton of these items, the same exact item. Everybody's selling it for $100, right? And you go back, you're like, $25. You're like, $25, and everybody's like running to your order. Yes, you're making that money, but originally everybody was buying it for $100. Now they're buying it for $25. You just drove down the price of that item, and that's not good for everyone else. Like that's just terrible. Like, why would you do that? Because now that's basically taking money from yourself, and that's taking money from others that can be made, that can be cycled around again. So you never want to just be that super lowballer guy, unless you just truly just unless you do, because I know people who do it by pennies. Like somebody might have on there an item for like $10.99. Somebody, just so they could be that top pick, they would go $10.98. or 1097, like things like that. Things like that is slick, and you can do things like that, but just don't be the low baller. I do not recommend that you be the low baller and you do the cheap amounts and go that route at all. So this is the buy now section, right? This is the buy now section. If you go in here, you want to buy right now. They got one for $28.99. They say 48. Wait, where is that? Where's that? 22 viewed per day. So 22 people look at this item. They go click on it. See this weird picture? It's kind of blurry. Has a little smudge there, or whatever. And this is the side of it, let you know it's splash proof. Different things like that. Picture with like a bunch of them and stuff like that. So they sold like 15 of these. They sold like 15 of these at $28.99. And it's free shipping. That's great. It's free shipping. Um, yeah, so you have people like this, time left. They put a time limit on basically when this is going to be done, and they put their condition at brand new. They have no description. Wait, wait. So, oh yeah, here it is. Product description, better sound, blah 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 blah. Putting stuff like this is also good. One thing I can recommend that you do to kind of add to it is, like when you're listing your product, is you can just go to the website that the item, the original website for that item, and just basically copy the description of that item. From exactly from the website, word for word, copy and paste it into that. That's another great way to do it. It's fast, easy, it's simple. So we're just gonna go in and we're gonna price this item. So let's say we'll start it off at $19.40. Well, let's look real quick before I do that, because I'm gonna do the auction. I want to do the auction, so let's click auction. All right, somebody's did 7 bids on this, and right now it's at $25. Time left is 12 hours left. They got 12 hours left to finish bidding on this item. Now, sometimes, once it gets at 25, people will like shoot up the price. Like basically they'll go to this super big panic like right at the last few hours and basically like throw the price super high up in the air. I've seen it numerous times. An item was $1, it's worth $1,000 something dollars. And they started the bid off at $1. And basically that dollar like ran up. Like as soon as like the last hour went, somebody dropped $99.90, $999, like just like that, like right off the bat, just to make sure that they were gonna get that item for a good price. So I've seen it plenty of times. Like it starts off very cheap. Like see, they started off at $13.50, and they have 4 days left. There's only been 2 bids, and it's plus $5.50 for shipping. Like stuff like this is great. They started theirs off at $19.50. They had 12 bids. Let's see. I wonder what it started off as. I wonder what it started off at. They had 12 bids. Let's see. Okay, so starting price was $9.19. And from there, from those few days, it went all the way up to $19.50 by starting at a low price. And that's the best thing about bids, man. You started off super low and you get a lot of people attracted to it because they're like, oh crap, it's only $1, right? They're like, oh crap, it's only $1. I want it. So boom, one guy goes and bids on it. And then another guy comes back, he's like, oh, it's $2, $5. And then it goes up and it goes up and it goes up and it goes up. And you basically, in order for you to keep it going, you have to keep coming back and checking your bid, or else somebody will take it. So that's what drives up the price. That's what keeps the thing going and keeps everything moving. So hey, I recommend. Ooh, Hong Kong. It has 1 day and 20 hours left. It's right now. It's at 0 bids, and it's only $4.77. You know. You got to think, because think about this. Another great thing that you can do, if you want to see, they started this off at $1, $1, $1, right there, boom. Look, no, 1 cent. I'm sorry, 1 penny. That's how much faith they have that this thing is gonna bring them some cash. They put it at 1 penny, just so whenever you look at cheapest price, I mean lowest price to highest price, they find that 1 penny. You know what I mean? So let's look at this. Let's look at this. No one has viewed this item. And see, like as a buyer, you're like, oh, like no one's bid on this thing. I really want it. So basically, what they would do is all you have to do is click add to watch list, and it says added to your watch list. Right? So you click, you add it to your watch list, and basically what you can do is, as a buyer, um, or a reseller, since we resell super cheap items, we can go on eBay and basically search for items that we want and buy them for super cheap prices. Try to win bids and resell those items for much higher. Like make your profit off of this thing. All you do is buy an item. After you buy an item, boom, flip it back over, take that item, resell that item back on eBay again for a much higher price. I've seen that happen plenty of times. From my company, working at that warehouse, people will buy in bulk tons of our items and literally resell them and make more money. And we furious because sometimes we might misprice an item or not put it at the right marketplace or whatever. And people will try to get a deal out of us. But if there's a lot of mistakes, because everybody's human, right? So somebody might post an item online for like super dirt cheap, way lower than what it's supposed to be, and that's the steal. It's like a buy now, and you can just go in and click and take it right off. Somebody might mess up and put 10 and be $10 when the item's worth $1,000 or something like that. Like that literally happens, and I've seen it happen before. And so that's one thing that you can also look at too. So always be on the lookout for those mistakes and errors, and you'll come out on top, and you really cheap prices and steals on these sites, man, like real steals on these sites. So yeah, we're just gonna start. I'm gonna start mine off. Let's just go crazy with it, man. Let's do. You know what? No. I'm just gonna do $19.40 as a bid, and basically allow offers. Lets buyers make offers. Can increase your chance of selling. We automatically decline offers from buyers that are at or lower. Allow offers allows a customer to just say, hey, how about I give you this much money for the item? I know it's up for auction, but hey, I really just want the item. I'll just pay you $35, and let's just get out of this whole auction thing. You know what I mean? You can do this. This is what allows that. So basically, let's say, I don't want any offer lower than $28. Boom. No offer lower than $28. Schedule listing start time. So basically you can choose when your listing starts. So basically like you can click and be like, hey, I'm creating this listing, but I don't want it to be posted until Monday. So basically you would go, Monday, I want this thing to pop up on eBay for selling on Monday at 12 p.m. Boom, 12 p.m. pops on there. Monday the 5th, boom, pops on there, right? So, and then auction reserve price, there's a fee. There's a fee with various places not into peers. Okay. So there's a reserve price. So basically what this is in an auction, let's say, okay, your price is $1 or like 1 penny. You put it at a penny in hopes that people build on it, right? Well, let's say, okay, this item is worth $30 and the auction stopped at like $19. You can put in the auction reserve price to say, okay, well, hey, I know this is the final amount, but I don't want to stop at that price. I want it to at least stop at $25, even though I'm not telling them that. It's not going to show up on there, but once at the end of the auction, if the reserve price is not met, the item won't be sold to that buyer. So let's say my reserved price is $23. I don't want it to go lower than $23. They can't sell it for $23, but there's a fee. It says there's a fee for a reserved price, which is crappy. So basically, eBay will take some of that money. Fee is $3 for reserved price, which is bullcrap. So I don't want to pay eBay $3 for a reserved price. Period. No. So, all right, shipping. Basically, right here, I know this video has been running for a minute, but bear with me, guys. Here, there's reserved shipping. So I mean, there's shipping. So basically, you weigh your package, your item, with the packaging and the boxes it's going to be in and everything it's going to go. Once it goes to UPS, you would weigh your item, and then you would take a ruler, or you would take a measuring tape or whatever, and you would actually measure out the box, dimensions, and basically get a good estimate for how much it's going to cost you to ship the item. And there's like a billion different options for you here. Now it's weird, but smaller items that are a lot more lightweight are super cheap on USPS first class 2 to 3 business days. It's like $4 and some change versus like the standard UPS or whatever. It's like 2 to 9 days. It's like $7 for that. You know what I mean? Like, so you want to find the cheapest shipping available, and you can either offer free shipping where you pay and basically you put the price of shipping inside of your how much you're selling it for. That way you really don't get hit too hard and you still keep your profit. Or you can do buyer pays. You can make the buyer pay for that shipping. If you don't know the package details, you basically just click this and you can set your price or whatever. Local pickup. Let's say like you guys have a store. Like let's say like you've created this this eBay account, and you have like an entire store, a retail store or something like that, and you say, hey, well, we're an actual store. You bought it on eBay, but you can come to our store and actually just pick it up yourself. You can pick it up, or we can drop it off to you, or you can pick it up at a specific location if you're a local buyer. So you can also select that, and then select your your item location in this area code, and basically the buyer can check and see if they're close or not, and they can pick local pickup or USPS and pay for shipping. Yeah, so that's basically that, and then there's other things like your PayPal information and all that good stuff like that. We're not gonna go into that. I'm gonna have to cut that out of the video, but PayPal information, different things like that, returns accepted, blah 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 blah, and all that good stuff like that. 3 to 7 business days, all of that. So then you would just you can click preview right here, and basically it'll show you what your listing will look like. And this is my listing that I just created. It'll have your name, seller information, all the little stuff that's not right. See right there? Like, this is why you look at the preview also. It allows you to go over and read the stuff that you did. You always want to double check your listing before you post it, because you might misspell something, type something incorrectly, add the wrong price. Like again, what I told you about, people might type the wrong numbers sometime and make a mistake, and other buyers, they capitalize on those things. You always want to preview your listing. So this is one mistake. It's not the right item name. On there, it's new other blah blah blah. Start time was this time that we set. Price, our name on there, and then we have our description and a little bit about the item here, item specs and everything, and then you have shipping and all that good stuff like that. So that's our listing, and basically we just pressed list item, right? And that's basically it, guys. That's how you post items on eBay and the used items that you guys have. So I'm gonna this item's like this video is like 55 minutes, it's about an hour long. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I know this has been a while, so I'm just gonna end it here. I'm gonna cut it, and I'm just gonna say thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned.